Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 25 and today we are starting things off in this world right here. Now if you don't recognise this, this is the plan for my official storage system. So as you can see, we've got the miscellaneous area, this is the mob drops area, this is the farming zone, then we've got all of the different types of stone, dirt and grass. This is going to be the precious blocks, so this area is the redstone area, this is the wooden area, this is the nether area, and over there we've got the colourful blocks and glass and things like that. It looks amazing. It looks seriously cool, and my original plan for today's Hermitcraft episode was I was going to hop onto the Hermitcraft server and I was actually going to plan out all of these modules and get the sorting system completed. Basically, I was going to do the actual sorting system itself before we start work on the decoration. But there was a bit of a problem. Prepare for some words here. But unfortunately, I didn't know how to build Tango text design, so I watched this Hermitcraft episode and I still wasn't quite able to follow along. So I thought to myself, oh, well, I'll just ask Tango for a world download. But of course, he's away on vacation, which means he wasn't quite able to send me one. So I thought, well, I know Redstone. I'll try my best to design it. I spent 3 hours coming up with a bunch of designs. All of them were absolutely tiny, but unfortunately they were also noisy, and I really don't want that in my storage system. And most importantly, the last time I tried to make modifications to Tango Tech's old storage system design, it totally broke and didn't work, so I think I'm just going to leave it to Tango to do a tutorial, which he is going to be doing when he gets back. Hopefully that's everything explained. Let's crack on with a different project. So plan number one of today's Hermitcraft episode is going to involve tons upon tons of glass. Now the first thing that I actually want to do is I want to make sure that this thing is in fact working and is smelting everything correctly. Yes, we've actually got a working super smelter. I'm so glad that I decided to do that. While all of the glass is smelting, it's probably a good idea that I also get myself a whole bunch of water breathing potions. So I've chucked all of these into the system, and I'm just going to try my best to get as many as possible because, yeah, we're definitely going to need it. So my plan for this first part of the Hermitcraft episode is I want to create underwater walkways underneath all of my above water walkways. So I'm using light blue glass right here, and we're going to do it all the way across, right the way around the outside of all of these areas. Everything, and we're going to have like a big underwater infrastructure going on down here, and it's also going to be housing the entrance to my base, because right now we have this cobblestone walkway which is just absolutely terrible. It's horrible, it's ugly, and we have the original nether portal that I placed on top of the island. It's not very good, so we're hopefully going to get some form of like mini nether hub built in today's episode. Right, the outline has been created. So we have got a full outline going all the way around the outside. We have all of the glass going across like that. And in the dark, you can't really see it, which is a bit of a shame. But in the light, it's really cool to have this path look a little bit more substantial. That's like one of the main reasons why I'm doing this. Not necessarily because I'm actually going to use all of the tunnels, but because it will make this path pop a little bit more and make it look like it's not just a kind of floating decorative thing. This is now a thing that we can use to get around and get into places. We will be expanding off from this at some point in the future. But this is good. We're making good progress. I think I've used probably about 15 or 20 stacks of glass so far. We've got plenty more left to do. And now we have an actual walkway. So we have got both sides of the walkway in place. And as you can see, it goes right the way around inside the diamond. We still need to do the outer sections as well. But the only complaint that I have, and it's like a tiny complaint, is that it does feel a little bit slender. It feels a little bit slim, which is a bit of a shame. There's nothing that we can do about it because, of course, we are bound by these pathways here. We're literally just following the pathways. But I don't know, it would have been nice if we had like an extra block on the outside, but there's nothing that we can do, so I'm just going to continue placing in the glass blocks and doing the curvy outside edges now. This is going really well. A creeper just exploded and updated all of this sand here, and it turns out we have like a big cave system just underneath the island. I always wondered where all those zombie noises were coming from. That's hilarious. Now I have to say, already this thing is looking just so cool. The fact that we have that subtle little ring going around the bottom, I can't wait to get some lights in there. It looks like a spaceship under the water. So here we go, final few glass blocks going in now, and there it is. One entire area of glass. Now, I actually have no clue how much glass I have placed in the process of doing this. But that looks pretty good, doesn't it? When you can actually see round and you can see all of the intricate shapes and things like that. When my potion of water breathing is actually activated. Yeah, that looks really, really cool. It almost seems like a shame that I'm actually going to put a floor on this thing. I quite like being able to see up inside. But I imagine once we get the floor in, it's going to look even cooler. Oh, that looks epic! I always loved the underside look of this place, and it's got 10 times better, yes! Oh man! Just a quick squid update. Nice! That's not bad! That's pretty mega! For this tiny little farm here. That is good going. Can I also just say that the new crafting system is epic? I love the fact that you can just do this. That makes life 10 times easier, and it should have been in the game for, well, forever. And now that we have some actual solid blocks going in, this thing is looking even cooler. It is looking seriously, seriously cool. So we've got the prismarine. We're basically mirroring what we have going on up at the top. So we have the prismarine underneath all of the glass, and then in these sections it is going to be the prismarine bricks, and then it's going to be prismarine once again, and then the sea lanterns going through the middle. That will light everything up, and then we can get the sponges out and actually clear out all of the water. And because of the size of this thing, I imagine the clearing out shouldn't be too difficult. We got a lot of space to clear out, but because of this setup right here, we should be able to just place the sponge in the middle, and it will just poof, take out all the water. Things are coming together now. We have got pretty much all of the pathway in place. Sea lanterns are going in down the center, which is making everything look a lot brighter and lighter. And this entire area is looking cool. And for some reason, it doesn't look as skinny anymore. And I think it's entirely due to lightness. The fact that this is now brightened up means that it doesn't look really claustrophobic and horrible. It looks quite nice. It is looking really, really good. Oh, what a cool project. Now that the entire diamond has been filled in, all of this is fully palved up and is looking good. Unfortunately, I've actually run out of time for today, but thankfully I do have another day left of recording, which means I am going to continue working on this project right here. But I do feel like I should probably do a little bit of an AFK session over at this place, because I've been using a ton of prismarine. We're running a tiny bit low on the stuff, or at least we only have maybe 4 or 5 double chests of it, which may seem like a lot, but we are using lots and lots. So I kind of want to try my best to get tons of it by doing a monstrous AFK session. The first one down here of this season. We'll see how much we can get. I kind of want to fill up all the chests. I think that's doable, to be honest with you. Whoa. Holy mackerel. And in typical AFK session fashion, it didn't go particularly very well. I don't know what happened. I might have accidentally turned off my computer. Who knows? But we still don't have too much prismarine. Oh. Now, I thought it would be a good idea to do a quick third-person time-lapse while I do the remaining bands going around the outside, simply because we've done a lot of progress updates lately, and also I thought this would look pretty cool. But I did have to place the spectator account inside a block so that it didn't get like the water darkness type thing, which was fairly interesting. But anyway, in today's time-lapse, I just want to talk to you about what I do while I'm making these Hermitcraft episodes. Because as you know, in the past I used to listen to music, and then recently I started raving on about how I was listening to podcasts, and that was amazing because I could just sit down, chill out, and listen to people talking whilst making these Minecraft videos. I went through a ton of those, and now I have moved on from podcasts over into audiobooks. So now I listen to books while I'm making the Minecraft videos, because I used to love reading. I used to read all of the time, but then unfortunately I ran out of time because of this whole YouTube thing taking off, and that meant that I wasn't really able to read particularly very often. But now I get to kind of read whilst also making Minecraft videos, and I get to take in all of that information whilst I'm still doing the things that I need to do, which is absolutely amazing, and I've been really enjoying it. But what I want to ask you is, do you have any book recommendations for me? I like non-fiction stuff. I like learning about the world around me. It would be great to hear what you guys enjoy reading and listening to, because then I can listen to it myself. The final thing that I want to say in the time lapse is that there's only a handful of days left for the Mumbo bundle, the Mumbo spoon bundle. So if you do want to pick that up, links will be down in the description. As I say, it must only be about 3 or 4 days left, so be warned on that one. And there we go. Finally, we have placed in all of the blocks. We've got all of the prismarine. We have all of the prismarine bricks. We've got the sea lanterns and everything like that. We have got walkways going all the way around the outside right here. And as I've said many times now, this looks awesome from down at the bottom. Seriously cool. Seriously cool. I'm really happy with it. I think it looks amazing. I think it looks so much better now that we actually have like a chunky band going around the outside, because beforehand it looked a little bit flat and not necessarily boring, it just didn't look particularly exciting. It looked like it was just there for decoration. Now it is still there for just decoration, but there's something going on, and you can clearly see that we have got an actual structure here that makes sense. And that's brilliant. Lots of glass, lots of sea lanterns, lots of everything, but it's well worth it. That being said, it is still filled with water. I've just remembered. It's still filled with water, which means that we're actually going to have to grab ourselves some sponges and clear out this entire thing. I have no clue how long that's going to take. Oh, for goodness sake! How does this sort of thing happen to me? Why do creepers just seem to congregate outside my door? Oh, this may actually be more of a challenge than I was expecting. I thought because of the way that we had built this thing, and because we had kind of clearly designated rooms like this one right here, that we would just be able to place in the sponges and it would just work. But unfortunately, that doesn't appear to be the case. We definitely have... oh dear, we definitely have a problem on our hands. We definitely have a bit of an issue in that... yeah, we're going to have to actually separate this walkway out into a whole bunch of little rooms that we're going to have to clear individually. Yeah, this is going to be... it's going to be a decently long process. This is going to be a decently long process right here. So, I've been doing this for a little while now, and I've kind of come up with a technique that sort of works. So what I do is I block off the top section, so the top 2 blocks of a certain area, so that can go there and that can go there, and then all we have to do is quickly place in a whole bunch of the sponges, and that should punch out a decent quantity of the water. Now obviously this water is flowing in because it comes in underneath there, but when we place the sponges on the other side, it will clear that out, and that makes things just a tiny bit quicker. Not too much quicker. As I say, I wasn't really expecting to have to segment this off into rooms. I thought we were just going to be able to fly around and place in all the sponges, but by the look of things, that is not quite the case. So we've got 31 sponges. I imagine that we're going to have to smelt these quite a bit and dry them out quite often, but eventually we will have a full area that is completely cleared, and then it really will look cool because then we'll be able to see through and it won't be really dark on the inside. After quite a lot of sponge placing, I think we might be into our final room right here. So let's just quickly do that. And that should be all of our water gone. So if I just wipe out these sponges, we should be able to pick those up. I still have 24 left to do all of the outer sections, but that will be the entire diamond all fully cleared out. I'm going to quickly run around just to make sure that it is fully cleared, and we should probably see a bunch of these little borders going through as well. But this is it. So this is what our pathway is actually going to be looking like, and if you can just kind of see outside, you can see that it has now become a lot clearer, and being able to see through it actually looks pretty cool. Yep, that is looking good. But, of course, just like pretty much every single one of these projects that we've done so far in today's Hermitcraft episode, that is not all we have to do. Unfortunately, we still have to crack on, and we still have to do the circular sections as well. These bits that are popping out the sides, they need to be done too. We can't just leave those filled with water, so let's crack on with that. Now I must admit, I'd been doing this for so long that I hadn't actually realised I had finished it. I'd kind of lost count of how many bends and how many twists and how many turns there was, and I had cleared out all of the water and I was trying to find my way to the next one to clear out, and it turns out I have actually managed to do it. Now this was not a particularly simple job. It was a bit of a pain in the backside to get rid of all the water, and I'm sure there are still some segments that have some water just kind of splashing in, but I've been flying around with the camera account, and as far as I can tell, everywhere has been completely cleared out. So you see all of these walls right here. Obviously these are all the different segments I've had to create to clear out all of the water. I've had to use this tiny little smelter up at the top right here, probably, I don't know how many times, but a lot of times. So we've had to do quite a bit, but as you can see, well, the base is looking really good now. It looks so good. It looks seriously so cool. Chuffed to bits. Really chuffed to bits. That looks fantastic. Right, I should probably locate my dude somewhere, and I should probably take him through and actually make sure that he wipes out all of these areas right here, all of these dirt walls and everything like that, because otherwise, well, these walkways are a little bit pointless, aren't they? Finally, this thing is now done, and now I did suffer from the same problem once again of not really knowing where this thing ends, so I kind of kept running. I probably walked around it about 3 or 4 times before I came to the conclusion that actually I had taken out all of the walls. But it is cleared. We now have a full walkway going around the outside, and I have to say, this is one of those really strange projects in Minecraft that was just oddly time consuming. Actually, come to think about it, I don't know how I didn't expect it to be time consuming. I had to get all of the glass, I had to place in all of that. All of this was being done underwater. I then had to reproduce this entire walkway, and this entire walkway that we built took a full episode last time, and we only did half of it, or at least we didn't quite finish it. And then obviously I had to remove all of the water with the sponges and everything like that. I don't know how I didn't expect this to take a long time. I thought this was going to make up 10 minutes of the episode, and then we were going to move on to some end city raiding, but unfortunately it's actually taken me about 1.5 days to do all of this throughout doing redstone videos and things like that, because obviously you have to AFK for all of the glass and things. I won't go into too much detail there, but yeah, it's been a bit of a peculiar episode of Hermitcraft, and I have totally run out of food as well, so I'm going to pop down to the bottom and pick up some of that stuff. But anyway, this is it. I would say, as far as decoration is concerned, I mean, part of me is thinking how cool it would be to do like multiple floors to that walkway going right the way down to the ocean floor, but I think for the time being this is going to be it in terms of decoration, and boy oh boy does it look really cool. Oh, that is mega. That is absolutely mega. We've got the lights folded out, everything's switching on, no mobs spawning down here. We've got the guardians that have been spawning this entire time. I'm really happy with how far we've managed to come with this base already in this Hermitcraft season. If you compare this to previous Hermitcraft seasons, we are absolutely flying ahead of schedule right now. We are completely blazing off into the distance, which is absolutely fantastic. So I hope you guys have been enjoying it. I've really enjoyed this episode. If you did enjoy, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Oh, and by the way, check out the latest film that I uploaded the other day on the filming channel. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it.